Yay! Okay, so I'm going to go through photosynthesis. Yeah, I think I'm only going to do photosynthesis. Mostly for Vivian because it's hard. And I'm just gonna quickly go through it and hope that I help in some way or another. And hopefully this is helping me too. So, okay. So, first of all, the equation for photosynthesis is you have carbon dioxide, which humans breathe out, and you have your water, and you can't see this, but that says light energy. So it's carbon dioxide, water, and light energy, and that gives you, yeah, next cards. That gives you the sugar and oxygen, and the plant basically uses the sugar and gives out the oxygen, and then we breathe the oxygen in because we kind of need to breathe to live. So we breathe in oxygen that the plant gives off, and then we breathe out carbon dioxide, which then the plant uses, and this is why humans and plants and animals all need each other. Yay! So that's the equation. So you have 6 carbon dioxide and 6 water plus light energy gives you sugar and oxygen. Okay, yes. And then what else? Okay, the chloroplast is obviously an organelle that is in the plant cell. You have a plant cell, you have the chloroplast. Okay, this is a very bad cross-section of a leaf, and Lizzie needs to hold this very steady. But you have stomata, which are basically the pores, and then you have the mesophyll, which literally means middle of the leaf. And that's actually where most of your chloroplasts are going to be. So, therefore, the mesophyll is where a lot of photosynthesis happens, because there's a lot of chloroplasts, because that's basically the purpose of chloroplasts. Okay, so light reactions. So light reactions take place. I have a picture. So this is a very bad in case you can't tell, Lizzie can't draw. So this is a very bad cross section of a chloroplast, and you have a double membrane, and you have these little disc thingies, and each one is called a thylakoid, and then the space in between them, which is usually like the semi-fluid medium, according to my textbook, and that's called the stroma, and then each little stack of thylakoids is called the grana in singular and granum in plural. So you have grana and granum, and they're made of thylakoids, and they sit among stroma. Okay, so light reactions take place in the membrane of the thylakoid. So basically, chloroplasts have 3 membranes. They have like an outer and inner, and then the thylakoid also has a membrane. So, here is your thylakoid membrane. Here's your chloroplast, right? And then you see a little grana and the thylakoid. And this top thing is thylakoid. And in this little square, thylakoid membrane. So you have thylakoid, the wrong side. You have thylakoid membrane, photosystem 1, photosystem 2. So that's light reaction. Light reaction happens in the thylakoid membrane, and basically the electrons in the chlorophyll, which is the pigment, get excited by the sunlight, and then water and sunlight basically. And okay, light reaction, you obviously need sunlight. So the sunlight and then plus the water, and that gives you ATP and NADPH. So ATP and NADPH are chemical energy, which is chemical energy. So let's see, it's like I'm trying to figure out a way to explain. It's not light energy, it's chemical energy. So then your body, not your body, in this case the plant, can actually use said chemical energy and do their all plantly stuff. Yeah. So in photosystem, I labeled these wrong. Oops. This is photosystem 2, and it comes first, and this is photosystem 1. And there are backwards because photosystem 1 was discovered first. So, photosystem 2 actually comes before photosystem 1. And photosystem 2, you have light collecting, you have textbook, you have the light harvesting complex, and then this is your reaction center, and then you have electron transport system. And that moves it to photosystem 2, where being hit by light, this gives off electrons and reaction center and more things. And like I said, this is really brief. I'm not going into detail. But basically, in photosystem 1, some more important stuff is water is split in photosystem 2. I keep on saying photosystem 2 and photosystem 1, and I'm pointing to the wrong thing. Starting over. This is photosystem 2. This comes first. Photosystem 2 comes first, even though it was discovered second, but it comes first as far as a plant is concerned. So you have photosystem 2, and you have light harvesting complex, and also water is split. Water is split for its electrons and goes through electron transport chain to photosystem 1. Photosystem 1. Photosystem 1 has a shorter electron transport chain, and then oxygen is produced as a waste product. And then you have dark reactions, which, going back to our chloroplast, they happen in the stroma, which is basically all that semi-fluid stuff in the rest of the chloroplast that is not the thylakoid and the grana and stuff. So it's the filling of the chloroplast. So dark reactions happen there. It's also known as the Calvin cycle, C3, light independent. You get the idea. So it doesn't. That's kind of a misleading name, calling it the dark reaction, because it doesn't technically need light, but it needs the stuff from the light dependent reaction, so it really does need light in a weird way, because science is kind of weird. La la la, Lizzie's talking, lots and lots. So this is the part that uses carbon dioxide. I don't have a picture for this one. I'm sorry. But this is the part that uses carbon dioxide. Dark reactions use the carbon dioxide. Dark reactions use the carbon dioxide. Dark reactions use the carbon dioxide, and then the ATP and the NADPH that you got from the light reactions, because at the end of all this, you get chemical energy in the form of carrier molecules, which is basically ATP and NADPH. So ATP, NADPH, carrier molecules for chemical energy. So, going back to dark reaction, the dark reaction in the stroma, which is all of this stuff, dark reactions use NADPH and ATP from the light reaction to make carbohydrates, which the plant also needs. And Rubisco. Rubisco is the enzyme. It's an enzyme. Oh my god, I didn't do this. Blah. Rubisco is basically the enzyme that... Damn it, I'm supposed to know this. Blah, blah, blah. Wait for Lizzie to flip through her book. Okay. Rubisco is the enzyme that I'm still trying to find in my textbook. Index Rubisco. QR... See, not completely prepared for this. Rubisco. Rue. Like in the Hunger Games. Rubisco. It is not in the index. Wonderful. See, I have two bio textbooks. I have this bio textbook, the big biology textbook with a nice crane on it. And then I also have, if I can find it, I have this much smaller, less detailed Concepts in Modern Biology textbook. So let's see if Rubisco is in the smaller one. Rubisco. Hopefully by all of this you will eventually know what Rubisco means, and hopefully I will remember what Rubisco means, or what it is. I know it's an enzyme. I'm trying to figure out why. Rubisco. QRS. QR. No, it is not in here. Best look for, or I can go, nah, not for now. Photosynthesis. That is not photosynthesis. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, again, hopefully all this fuss about Rubisco will help you remember. Do you even need to know what Rubisco means? I need to know what Rubisco means. I don't know what you need to know. I'm just kind of making this up off the top of my head. Rubisco. That's not working. Okay, back to this textbook. I'm gonna lose all my markers. See, I have lots of pretty markers. They're mostly green for the purposes of photosynthesis. Well, I have a whole little thing. Back to Rubisco. Okay, in the meantime, you can concern yourself with this lovely index card about why pigment is important. See, I have little leaves or bullet points. I was very proud of myself. So,